Doodle Jump is one of those 2010s mobile games that were simple and straight to the point, but still so fun to play. Today we have mobile games like Pull the Pin or Twerk Race, and don't get me wrong, there are still some gems made recently like COD Mobile and Stumble Guys, but what happened to the era of Flappy Bird, Jetpack Joyride, Temple Run, Angry Birds Rio, Angry Birds Star Wars, Angry Birds Transform? My point is, it just isn't the same. Let's forget about the past, let's focus on the future. Let's focus on the now. In this video, I'm making Doodle Jump, but it's 3D. And when I say Doodle Jump, I mean the original Doodle Jump. The one I grew up with. The one made 14 years ago. And sure, I was a drooly toddler back then, but I've been a gamer since I was in my mother's womb. Now, Doodle Jump is simple. An elephant-looking critter bounces on platforms that are what I think are leaves and goes through what I think are dead leaves, because they're, brown. Some platforms have trampolines or springs on it that make you bounce higher, and some have the jetpack that makes you fly. There's of course a score counter on the top, and the player loses if he goes below the screen. And just to reiterate, I'm remaking the OG Doodle Jump, so you can't shoot snot out of your nose and there aren't any aliens around to avoid. To start out, as always, I'm gonna make the player. Now, I've recently been experimenting with modeling apps, and I think for this game, I'm gonna go for a blocky Minecrafty style. I'm using Blockbench to make our elephant-faced MC. First, I took some reference images from a 3D model I found on Sketchfab, then I overlaid it on the screen and started making the player. I made the green bottom half, the 4 tiny legs, the tube-looking nose, and the rest of the body. Next, I made the player mechanics on Unity and tested them out. I then made the break animation for the brown platforms and made them disappear after some time. I made the left and right moving platforms, then the ones that move up and down. I finished with all the basic mechanics and started making the level. I was going for an endless game type where all the platforms spawn around the player, but while taking a little snack break, I watched the video on YouTube. And the video I watched was Making Celeste in 3D by a small game dev YouTuber named Cody Can Eat This. And in his video, he made a level and opted for a speedrunning format. So I did the exact same thing because I like creativity, and I'm also lazy. I made a bunch of platforms that lead to a red platform at the top with a flag on it which signified the finish. And finally, I made a title screen, victory screen, smoothed up the game, changed the platforms, added a spring, tried to add a jetpack, but this happened. And did a cool cinematic level view when the game starts. I finished making the game in a record time of just 5 days, and now I can finally enjoy my summer with my friends. Just kidding, I don't have friends. I mean, who needs friends when you have Unity? I need a girlfriend. Thanks for watching. If you want to play Doodle Jump 3D, go to my itch.io page, link in the description of course. Like this, maybe subscribe, and have a good day, evening, or night.